Okay, so for this first project, you're going to pick up some of these canvas signs from Dollar Tree, and I'm just ripping away the canvas to expose the wood, and I used 5 of these, I want to say, 4 of these signs. So I disassembled them completely and exposed just the wood. Once that was completed, I took all of the frames and spaced them out evenly, and then I took some large popsicle sticks that I get from Dollar Tree, and you're going to see that I was measuring them out at the beginning, but I did not decide to do this. I just cut them exactly in half, and then I used those and pasted them in the inside of the frames. After that was complete, I went ahead and took some more popsicle sticks and I cut them to size and then hot glued them to the base. Next, I took a Dollar Tree plunger and I measured it and then cut it to size. Just FYI, this wood is pretty soft, so it's very easy to cut through. Next, I took this super cool DeWalt hand drill and I drilled holes through 2 rulers and the ends of the plunger stick. Next, I used Gorilla Wood Glue and hot glue to adhere the 2 rulers to the frames. Before I add the handle to the piece, I am securing it all together with a screw. You guys, I don't know if any of you have ever seen this nifty little hand drill, but it is amazing. And no, this isn't sponsored, but it's just a really cool tool. My dad actually bought it for me a few years back, and I think it was from Home Depot, and it's just so stinking awesome. It's compact, super convenient, And it has all these cool little drill bits. It's just really awesome. So I'll try to find a link for it and put it below if I can find it. So anyway, here I am painting the rulers with apple barrel black paint, and just I'm only doing this step so that I am covering up all of the letters or the numbers, because I wasn't sure if it would show through when I actually paint it the color I'm going to paint it. And then I thought I had this idea that I was going to be distressing the entire piece, and I ended up not wanting to do that. So that's why I have like little chunks of black everywhere, but that's just where my thought process was. And here I am painting the entire piece with Waverly chalk paint in the color Moss. And you guys, this color is just so incredibly pretty. It's just such a nice color. This color and I are going to be great friends this holiday season because I'm going to paint it on everything. You seriously have to appreciate when you walk away from your craft desk and you have little surprises inside of the things that you make. I stinking love having kids. I also want to point out really quick that if you do something like this, you always kind of want to go down like halfway in the inside. You don't have to paint the entire inside because you're not going to see it, but you will see some of it when you're looking at certain angles. So if you want that more high-end look, you just have to paint a little bit down in the middle. Okay, so I'm pretty proud of this step because this was completely unplanned. I kind of winged this craft and it turned out so amazing. So somehow while I was making it, I had this thought of the shipping containers and how they have this really cool stamp on the side that usually looks kind of rustic. So I made one myself on my Cricut design space, and I just kind of took a leap of faith, and or not a leap of faith really on crafting, but you know what I'm talking about. I was literally just seeing if hold on, babes. Sorry about that interruption, but I don't remember what I was saying. So, yeah. Crate stamps. That's about it. Anyway, so here I just took some really thick jute string. I actually get this jute string from Walmart. It comes in a really nice big roll, and it's about, I want to say it's about $5, but that thing lasts forever. So I've been using it on everything, and it's a little thicker than the standard jute string, so it just adds a lot of detail, and it's really nice. So I just used it to make an accented handle, and it added that perfect little detailed touch. And then as you saw, I just cut some floral foam to size, and I don't know about everybody else, but I have a ton of floral foam. I just always pick it up, and then I have just like a crap load. So now I am using some Dollar Tree floral stems to arrange inside of this little, I guess it's a tool, my take of like a vintage toolbox. And I am putting a bunch of different fall floral picks from Dollar Tree, and it turned out so beautiful, and you will see the end result right now. Today's video is another DIY challenge hosted by Heidi Sonboul DIY. If you guys haven't heard of her, which you probably have because she's amazing, she has two channels, one for DIY and one for home decorating and just all the good things that she does around her house. I would definitely check her out. I will also put a link to the playlist below so that you can check out all the other crafty ladies that are joining this challenge. As always, Heidi, you are amazing. Thank you so much for all the opportunities you give us tinier channels. You are an inspiration to us all. So for project number 2, I used another one of these Dollar Tree splatter screens and I removed the handle. I'm not really sure which splatter screen I like better because this one was rather difficult to get out. I mean, it took a little elbow grease to get it out, but the other one is super easy to come out, but then you have a hole in the middle, and this one you don't, but I don't know. I guess you decide depending on your project. So I took some nautical rope and I just went around and put it down to my liking. We're going to try to make a pumpkin, like a pumpkin wreath type of thing or door hanger out of this splatter screen. So I am going all the way around with the nautical rope and then joining it all at the top. Next, I took one of these Dollar Tree, I don't know, branch pieces. I don't actually know what they're called. I had some left over from my coastal theme video and I have a big bag of them, so now I'm just trying to figure out ways to use them. And then I had a metal leaf left over from another project or another decoration I had from last year, so it was just kind of in my stash. And then I used some of these just different decorative accents, all from Dollar Tree. Super cute. This is like wire, I don't even know what it's called, berries wire or something like that. But I was actually I've been trying to incorporate it in a couple of the crafts and I just can't seem to figure out what else I can use it for. So I was really excited to use a little chunk of it. And then these super cute little sunflowers that they have at Dollar Tree this year, just they're amazing. And then again, I used a Dollar Tree welcome sign and I'm just sticking that on the front. And I'm going to hot glue a sawtooth hanger to the back. I will say to not hot glue it, but to use E6000 because hot glue only lasted for a little bit and then it just came off. So use E6000 or any type of stronger glue, super glue or something like that. Just don't use hot glue because it doesn't hold up very well. But I think it turned out really cute. And for this next project, I'm using these 2 signs left over from Easter like 2 years ago. I've had them in my box and I just have never figured out what I wanted to use them for. And I didn't want to waste them, if that sounds so silly. But I didn't want to waste them on just any project. I wanted them to be really cute. So, and that's actually what I'm going to be using. I'm using a bunch of stuff that I have been hoarding in my box and I've just not felt like I had the perfect thing to use it on, so I just haven't, which is silly, but that's just the truth. So I am using popsicle sticks to secure the back of the sign. And then I'm using Dollar Tree spackle to fill in the holes in the middle. I am using a larger drill bit to make larger holes for a thicker piece of string to hang. And then I'm using my Waverly chalk paint, which I thought was actually a little too old because it was at this stage where it was a little thicker and just kind of seeming like it was getting a little dry. But it actually worked out perfect because of the thickness, it actually makes it look more like you're painting over a like real piece of wood, like a real piece of fencing. It gives it like this different texture, it turned out super cool. And it felt like it was a little thicker, so I didn't have to use as much paint, and it just overall just worked out perfectly. So I was really thankful for that. And then I'm just using some, I believe it's apple barrel paint, and I apologize, my son's sitting behind me. He wants to be with me, so I'm using some brown apple barrel paint, and it's just basic brown, and I'm just making some distressing wood-like marks with a dry brush. And yes, I use foam brushes for the most part because I kind of like the way that they paint best. Now I'm using a ruler to make the plank lines, and I'm not going to paint over them. I'm just going to leave it as is. I like that color. I like how it's kind of lighter. And then I'm using a sharp object to get the paint out from between the two. I think I've said this before. I really like to keep the line open where I meet two pieces of wood because I feel like it looks more authentic. And here I'm taking another splatter screen, and I basically held a piece of paper up to my computer and I traced these two pumpkins. And then I took that paper, I put it underneath the splatter screen and used a Sharpie to then trace that image onto the splatter screen. And now I'm cutting it out, and I'm going to use black and gold puffy paint that I have in my stash, and I never use it for anything, so I thought, why not? I was actually going to get rid of it, but I thought, like, let's use it for something. So I thought it might look cool to have puffy paint on top of this thing, so I'm using it on there. But I guess I'm doing that later, sorry. So I adhere the metal pieces back onto the sign, and I'm going to apologize really quick because there is a crazy helicopter above my head. I live in Southern California, and I live very, very near the fires that are one of the fires that's currently going on, and so we have a lot of commotion. Anyway, so I have this super cute Hello Fall sign. I got this at Hobby Lobby, no joke, like 3 or 4 years ago, and I was gonna make a door hanger out of it, and I never did. So there you are. So I'm painting it with that beautiful Waverly moss colored paint, chalk paint. And now I'm going to move on to the pumpkin. I am going to outline the pumpkin with the black puffy paint. And what I decided to do so that I could differentiate the two pumpkins and give them their own distinct features. My goodness, it's so loud. You would think I was in the fire. Oh my goodness. 1 minute. Okay, so like I said, I was trying to distinguish the two pumpkins, so I painted the bottom one with the black paint and the top one with the gold paint, and then the stems the opposite color on both. I did 2 coats of paint. The first one was a little flat, so when it dried, I put another layer of puffy paint. And next I took this Dollar Tree burlap ribbon that has these cute printed pumpkins on it. My goodness, Dollar Tree's ribbons this year have been so darling. And I made this really sweet little bow, and I'm going to adhere that to the sign. Aren't you all just super impressed with Dollar Tree's ribbons and just all the little farmhouse stuff that they have been bringing in this year? It's so stinking cute. I can't get enough of it. Next, I used hot glue to adhere the Hello Fall sign as well as all the other accessories. I used a little bit more of that thicker jute string from Walmart, and then I had some wooden beads that I put on the string, and then I tied it in place and cut the ends, and voila! So cute! I really love how all of these turned out. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you enjoyed my work. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you haven't done so already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you see all my future updates. I want to give a special thanks to Nilda Rosado and Lindsay Ryan for watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a wonderful day.